Start recording now. So it is the 22nd of February 2013, 0:30 in the night. I packed all my things down for the hospital. More, more or less. It's been a stupid day. Because the whole thing, I got this letter that my parcel with my computer stuff was in the, so I had to go out in minus 20 degrees cold and drive in snow to the city. It was only minus 10, but there was 15-meter wind, so it's like minus 20, minus 25, and I was freezing like fucking cold. And I got in the morning, 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock, I drove to the city, picked up my parcel, bought some bread, and so I had something when I got home from hospital. And then it's been totally stressed to find the things and to pack the things down, and I don't know, I pain, and I've been totally stressed out, mentally totally fucked up today. And microphone. And I don't know. But now the whole thing has been packed, it's ready, everything is ready. The only thing I need to pack down now is my laptop, the headphones, and my charger for the AC thing for the laptop. And it's standing there next to me, just to shut it down and put it in tomorrow morning. The taxi from the hospital pickup one. I don't know if I'm driving alone or if one of those that drives around and picks people up in the morning. It's usually one. If there's other people out here that's going as well, then they're all getting picked up and they're going around. And usually it takes half an hour to go to the hospital, but it's coming 6:30 and I got to be there at 8. So there must be a reason why they come that early. And that's probably because he's going around and picking other people up as well. With one of these, with room for 8 people or something, a minibus, I guess. If not, I'll be at the hospital at, I don't know if you're coming at 6:30. I got to be ready at 6:30. You might come at 7:30, I don't know. No, probably not then. But then what's going to happen basically is that I am then going to hospital. And at 8 o'clock I get in there, I get a room. And then I'm going to get blood samples. I got to get blood pressure and heart cardiogram and physical, and I'm going to talk to the doctor that's going to sedate me, an anesthetic doctor. He's going to take me to the operation and talk to me about my lungs and all these things. And then I'm going to talk to the surgeon, who's going to talk me to the operation. If there's anything, I have been talked to it already at the meeting last Monday, but he's going to talk it through again, and then other things, what's going on, I don't know what else. That's usually what the reason is stupid. Normally you get in at the morning, the day before the operation, you get in the evening at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening, the day before the operation, which means I should be there Sunday at 6. Problem is, the laboratory is only open Fridays. Saturday and Sunday they're only open for acute, which means those people that are going to be operated Monday has to get to hospital Friday morning at 8 when the laboratories is open. Then we're going through the whole thing, And then usually, if there's nothing wrong with us after the checkup, physical checkup and everything, if we okay, then they send us home again. If we want to go, we can stay there. We can stay in the hospital if you want to for the weekend, but we can go home. We have to pay our travel home ourselves. So take a cab from the hospital to the train station. Take a train to this city where I'm living, not where I'm living, but the nearest city, and then take a bus from there and home. That's no problem. I have a, I had a note with when the buses were going, but I have to do that tomorrow morning. I got 1 hour. I got to check when the buses and trains are going, because that note, of course, I haven't got a foggiest clue. I forgot all about that note, to be honest. So I have to. That is stupid. I wrote it down, and I had the note with me when we went last Monday. But where the fuck the note is not now, I don't know. And of course, it's Friday, normal trains. But Sunday, of course, is totally other train times and so. Because I'm going home at around noon, maybe. They allow me home on weekend. I'm not going to stay there, but that's why I'm taking the laptop only. In my new laptop bag that I picked up today, this one. So I'm taking the laptop in this one. And that's all I'm taking with me home. I'm taking the laptop with me home so I can go online. If they don't keep me there, if I'm physical, something wrong, they will keep me there. And therefore I got everything with me. So I don't have anything home I don't need. But if they allow me home, then I'll go home tomorrow afternoon. Then I'll probably be home 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, depends on the trains and so. And then I'll be home, so I can watch. Tomorrow I can watch the NASCAR, the camping series, and Saturday I can watch Nationwide. And then I'm going to go to the hospital. I'll be there at 18 o'clock. I got to be at the hospital Sunday. Lene, that was with me at the hospital Monday, said yesterday that they might, she and her husband might drive me to the hospital tomorrow, Sunday, so I don't have to think about taking the buses and trains and all that. But I make sure that I have the ticket and so I make sure to buy the tickets. I have one ticket home from the train tomorrow because I bought one ticket down there and one ticket home. And the ticket, it works both, it doesn't matter. So I only used one ticket because we were driven home by Lene's husband. So I got one to go down home tomorrow. And I got a bus card. I bought a bus card so I can take the bus out here. So all I need is a ticket to Kolding, where the hospital is. Not in Copenhagen, it's in Kolding. The hospital is in Kolding. In Kolding. So and then I'll go 4 o'clock in the afternoon or so. I'll take the bus, then take the train, then take a cab out there, then be out there maybe 1 hour earlier. So if I get there at 17 o'clock, I'll get dinner. And that might be a good idea to get that for evening dinner at 17 o'clock Sunday. And then what I found out, I read the papers today about the operation and what's going to happen and so. Then Sunday, on Sunday evening when I arrive, I'll be put into my bed then. And then I'll get some medication. I'll get a syringe in with something running into me that for the blood to make the blood thinner, so I won't get the blood clots during the operation. So they're preparing me for the operation Sunday evening. I have had thought that I could sit down very nicely at a table and watch the Daytona 500, the NASCAR, on my computer. But it seems that I'm going to lay in bed with this stuff in me. Hopefully I can still watch the Daytona though. I don't know when they are going to tell me to go to bed because Daytona I think starts at around 8, 9 o'clock Danish time. And it's usually 5 hours or so. It'll be finished around midnight, and that's 2 hours after curfew, so to speak. But I'll see if I can be nice and, you know, if they are nice in the hospital, let me see the last 2 hours. Since I'm going to be operated next time, I say, well, I don't know. It might be the last one I'm going to watch. So could I please watch the last 2 hours before I go to bed and sleep? I don't know. We'll see. But I would like to. At least I'm going home because I can watch, then see the other two. I would like to see the camping World Series. I would like to see, especially I would like to see the Nationwide because I'm a big fan of what's she called? Yeah, she's on pole. First woman ever on pole. And I'm looking forward to seeing what she's going to do. She's probably going to crash out in the first corner, I guess, but that is on the telly in Denmark. So I don't need a computer for that. Daytona 500, I have to watch online. That will cost me a few gigabytes, but it's worth it. I've seen that every year for many years, and I have a possibility to watch it. I won't then. The computer will be locked away in the morning, together with the rest of my stuff locked in, and then after the operation, I'll then be sent to intensive care, where I'll stay until Tuesday evening. From the operation, Monday 4 hours, and then I'll stay in intensive care with, you know, oxygen up my nose with a tank, and I'll have morphine thing into my spine, and I have to walk. After the operation, they throw me out. I have to walk immediately and use this pipe thing, to get rid of all the slime in the lungs and so. But they are already 1 hour after the operation, 2 hours after you wake up. You have to get out and walk to prevent blood clots and kidney failure and so. So you are basically, even on intensive care, you have to walk around with this morphine thing in one side and the oxygen tank in the other one, and with oxygen into your nose, and you have to walk then as much as you can because your legs will be big and thick, so it will hurt like hell. But therefore they are filling you up with morphine. So, and if everything works okay, and there's a big chance, of course, unfortunately in my case, normally there's a 5% chance of dying during the operation. But because I got bad lungs and my immune system is bad since the cancer, in my case it's more 10-15% chance. Afterwards, if it's okay, then there's a chance for the complications, and that is then normally around 15%. In my case, 20-25%, again because of my system is so bad. But if all goes well, then I'll be out of innocent care and back to the hospital, to the normal bed, Tuesday evening. And then I can go online, uh, probably Wednesday morning, I guess, and tell everybody how it's going. But Lene, the one who is with me at the hospital, Monday, She is my contact person, or she's the contact person for the hospital. So she can phone them and ask after the operation Monday, and she can phone them Tuesday and ask how I'm doing. And she will give the information to Linda Gibson, and she will put it on the page so everybody can see how I am, how the operation went. So that should be okay then. So everybody should be able to be informed about how it went. And then hopefully Wednesday I will then be able to go online myself. Uh, how I'll feel, probably like shit, but already then, of course, we will be thrown out of bed immediately. I have to walk up and down all the time to prevent these things. And when I sit down, with the legs up, because they will hurt like hell, uh, because of the legs will be big and hurt. But I'll be sedated with a lot of medication and stuff, so hopefully it won't be that bad. And hopefully there'll be no complications, because then I'll stay in intensive care longer, and hopefully I'll be okay. Only hope. It's just a question of hoping that the doctors and will be doing a good work, and my body will take care of it. Then Tuesday evening, Wednesday I can then go online. Then the rest of the week, I'll then have to eat very, very, very high protein food all week, tons of 6 times a day, 7 times a day, 8 times a day even. It says in the papers I have to eat high protein food and drink high protein drinks to get a lot of proteins in, and walking all the day to prevent something going on. Now they keep me in hospital until, not until the big operation in the back. It's up against the spine. Um, Not until that one is healed. That will take 3 to 6 months until that's healed. If they're putting a plastic tube in, like this long, from just below the kidneys and all the way down and into the legs. There'll be two plastic going into the legs, and then the whole is the main arteria going through the whole body. There'll be put this much in plastic instead. They simply open it up and put it in and close it up again, so it supports it inside. And then they put these two into the legs. That will take months to heal. In the old days, they kept people in hospital for that. They don't do that anymore. They say it's better that you heal at home. They do is they keep you in hospital until the surgery thing in front. They open you up from side to side, just over the navel. They cut you up all over from one side to one side, or just underneath the navel. Can't remember. Then they open you up totally, and then they take all your internals out, so they can get into the back and do this. Put the whole thing in again and sew you up. And then you have to walk and go and do until the whole system works again. So they're sure that there's nothing wrong with the internals, and they keep you until this is healed so much that they only need to take the stitches out 14 days later. So they keep you there until this is okay. And that takes at least 5 days minimum. So the earliest I'll be home will then be 5 days after intensive care, which will be weekend maybe Sunday, maybe Monday, a week, next Monday in a week, the earliest. If everything goes absolutely perfect, if there's absolutely no complications of any kind, they might keep me there until then Monday next week. In a week, 8 days, 9 days. If there's any complications, they'll keep me longer. Um, and there is two big chances for complications, but hopefully there won't be any. Can only hope. But they'll keep me there until I'm healed, as she said. Not the operation, the big operation, not healed. But until the internals and this in front, the cut up, until that is healed, then they'll send you home. And you are well fed with proteins and that you can walk fine and that you can use and breathe and you're free of slime and so. When that is done, then they send you home. Then put you into a cab and drive you home because they say it's better that you heal at home than in hospital. In old days, they kept you in hospital for 3-4 months afterwards. These days, of course, they always throw people out as fast as possible after the operation because they say it's better you heal at home. In old days as well, just until last year, you then had a woman from the city council, uh, not a nurse, but um, a kind of a nurse, that then came out and had a look and took care of things. But that has been saved, not anymore. So you can't get any help at home anymore. You have to take care of everything yourself. And at the beginning, I'm not allowed to do anything heavy stuff also. So fortunately, I can order food online, and the food I can't get online, I hopefully, I can find somebody that can go and buy that for me. But other than that, medication I need and most other things, I have filled up my fridge, and so for at least for 6 days or for 3-4 days, so I can then have time to order online so I can get food sent. Medication I got. I might need painkillers and so when I get home, but that I can then order and they come out and deliver it at your door. So at least these things are okay. Then I got a lot of things I haven't bought of food that I need. I got a long list of different things I need to make. Some of them sounds very nice because you have to have high protein things in between your dinner, your breakfast, but in between you have you have to eat 6 times a day or so. And some of them sounds very nice. You have to mix up some yogurt with some fruit juice and some milk and ice cream, a quarter of ice cream that you have to mix up, and that's then one deal. That is then 25 proteins. You need I need 72 a day. Breakfast is around, and I'm not hungry, but you have to eat. You will not be hungry maybe for months, but you have to eat this every day. But the important thing is I need to get a lot of eggs because there's eggs in everything because eggs is basically the highest protein thing you can get. So I got to get a lot of eggs and I my my cooker I've never used, to be honest. I use microwave, but my cooker has now been taken, so I still need a few, but I am home at the weekend hopefully, so I can clean it off, so I can use my cooker. So then I'll make some omelette. The only food I can make without destroying it, basically, is the omelette. I haven't made one for 30 years, I think, but in the old days I could make one, so that I can do, and boiled eggs, and so I can do as well. So I can do a lot of the stuff. All I have to do then when I get home is walks all the time. Walk, 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 walk. not for about 30 minutes a day I got to do. And then take care of myself. And I'm not allowed to heavy lifts. I'm not allowed to make heavy things and do stuff. But other than that, after a couple of months, she said to me, I said, well, bowling is over for this year then. No, no, she said. In 2 months, if you feel okay and it doesn't pain, then you can try to go in 2 months. That is then just the last week or so. But I can go out and try. If it doesn't hurt, you can play then. But if it hurts, don't do it. But it will take time, a couple of months, then I can start doing things again. Hopefully. The funny thing is, and I don't know why, I looked through the papers today. Uh, you're not allowed to go into an aeroplane. It says about holidays. Don't order any holidays where you have to fly by airplane for 6 months. After the operation, you're not allowed to take an airplane for 6 months. Why? I don't know. It doesn't say why. You can take bus or train or car, but you're not allowed to go with an airplane for 6 months. It might have something to do with pressure or something, I don't know. Or maybe because you're sitting down in the same, but that you're doing in a car and a bus as well. I don't know why, but you're not allowed to fly in airplane for 6 months after the operation. We don't say why, but I have such a bunch of papers. And then there's some of them are protein scales. I have everything I have to eat. I have to count proteins, not calories, but proteins, because I need to have at least the number of proteins my weight is every day. Fortunately, you could say in my case is that I've lost 10 kilos and I'm 10, 15 kilos, maybe even 20 kilos underweight. So I don't need much proteins, one would think, but I would have to eat even more because I have to get my weight up again. So I need a lot of proteins, maybe 80 proteins a day, and that's a lot when you look at the list. It's not that much then when you if you eat these high protein things where you mix milk with cream and ice cream. It's very delicious, some of these. Look through this and think, oh, this is good. Some of this is Ymer, which is a bit sour. But then you put a lot of sugar in it, mix it up with ice cream and some sweet milk, and mix it up with egg in it, and that's then your drink in between the other drink. You have to have 2 or 3 of those a day to really give you protein boost big time. So now I'm getting up in 4.5 hours. So now I'll turn off and get off to bed. Now what will happen next is tomorrow morning before I pack everything up and, and go off, I'll go online and make a 5 minute, a short one like this, just chat. And then I'll be off to the hospital. Tomorrow I'll then stay there for 4 hours at least. Maybe longer, I don't know. But I'll go there Friday because the lab is open. Then if I'm allowed home, I'll go home. If I have to stay there, I fortunately got everything with me. But if I'm allowed home, but if possible, if I got waiting time, I have to sit around and wait for half an hour here and half an hour there, I'll take my laptop with me. And then I got I think it should have 7 hours of, it says 7 hours of battery on it. So I should be able to go online from the hospital. I will do it anyway because I want to see how the connection is. So I'll try to go online and broadcast from the hospital tomorrow, if possible, if I got time for it. Then I'll try to do it. If I'm allowed to carry my computer around with me then. But I thought about taking the little one and doing it with, but that has been in my suitcase and deep down. So I'll take this one with me, and if possible, they have to say, oh, the doctor will be here in half an hour or so. Then I'll open it up, turn it on, and see if it works. And then I'll go online and broadcast from the hospital. But if all goes well and I'm allowed home for the weekend, then I'll leave the hospital tomorrow afternoon, and I might stay there for dinner, for lunch at 12 o'clock. Then I'll be taking a cab at 1 o'clock, a train at around 2 o'clock, I think. Then I'll take a bus here around 3:30 or something, I think it is. I'll have to wait 1 hour at the train station. And then I'll be home around 3:30 tomorrow afternoon, maybe 4:30, depends. But then I'll be online for the weekend then. And then I'll have to go around 3 o'clock or so Sunday, if Lene is not driving me, as they said they might do. If they're driving me, then it will be maybe 5 o'clock or something, I don't know. 4 o'clock maybe, or 5 o'clock. But at least I'll then try to go online Sunday evening. Now I don't know what this medication they're going to give me, because according to I'm going to get this medication, preparation for the operation. They'll fill this shit in me Sunday evening when I'm there. So I don't know what that is and how I'm going to, if I can go online or not, because I would like to watch the NASCAR, but if I'm lying in my bed already with all kinds of shit in, I don't know whether I can go online or not. I don't even know how good the connection is. There should be a connection there. There is, but how good it is, we'll find out tomorrow. Or then, if not, I'm going to try anyway. Because after I'm finished, before I go, I'll then sit down outside. There's a waiting room before you go in. I'll sit there in the waiting room and try to go online there to see how the connection is. So, or from my room, of course I'll get my room, I just go to my room. And I said I might stay there for dinner. So if I'm finished before 12, and then I can stay there for dinner, for lunch, then I'll get my lunch. I don't have to eat when I get home. I'll get my lunch, and then I'll go home at 1 o'clock or so. Then I'll go online at lunchtime from my room. And then you'll see how the connection is for next week or so. So at the moment, I'm ready. So now I got to go to bed. I get up at 5:30. Then I have 1 hour until to get to bath, get a bath, and get ready until the cab. I don't need much. Everything is packed. All I need is to pack this away. So I will be ready then. But now I'll be offline and up to my bed. And then I'll see you tomorrow, I hope. And if I don't see you then, you can then see the video underneath, where then will be here. In hospital, I won't be able to upload it to YouTube. That is too expensive, far too expensive. It uses huge amounts of upload of internet time. So I will be, it will stay on YouTube, on Ustream, down below there. You can log into Ustream and watch the video, and hopefully it works with sound and so. Not like with the other camera, where it went totally wrong. So therefore, I've dropped the other camera, the little one, the real good camera. With the high quality, I dropped that one, and now I'm only using the internal one, which is not that good, but the good thing about it is it's low quality and it doesn't cost much in up and download. No, download, yes. That really takes off like a rocket. It's 3 gigabyte, 2 gigabyte an hour. but upload is only, I think, what was it yesterday, 200 megabyte for 20 minutes. So around 600 megabytes for an hour broadcast like this. If chat and upstream is off, only the broadcast and everything else is closed down, then I should be able to use up 1 hour or half an hour, whatever. But for now, I'll be offline and see you later from the hospital. If I can't broadcast from the hospital for some reason, then I'll be online. I don't know. Maybe from the train. That could be funny. It only takes 10 minutes, so probably not. I'll have to wait though in the train station in maybe an hour or 45 minutes. They might broadcast from the train station in that city in there. If I got battery enough. But this thing here should have 7 hours of battery in it. And if it's charged totally, well, then hopefully it has battery. I don't know how much battery it uses when it's broadcasting though. Then you could use more batteries, I don't know. But for now, I won't be off just now. I'll just stop the recording.